What up, everybody? Today I'm going to be continuing my Power Move series, except this video I'll be looking at the judgment of the law and how Kanan Stark was never able to defeat Ghost because he failed to master the art of timing. We know that the stage was set on power, how Ghost and Tasha set Kanan up to go to prison so Ghost would be able to take Kanan's spot as boss of their drug organization. Kanan went to prison for 10 years, all while Ghost became the biggest drug dealer in New York. Kanan caused all kinds of chaos for Ghost, but he was never able to finish the job. Instead, Kanan himself ran out of time when he was set up to die, not at the hands of Ghost, but at the hands of Ghost's wife and son. Let me get into the first example of Kanan failing to execute this law. All we have is the backstory concerning this. We haven't seen how it played out on camera yet, but we may get to on raising Kanan eventually. But all the signs were there, and that is Kanan getting set up by Ghost and Tasha to go to prison. At this point in time, somewhere around 2003, Kanan was running things. Ghost and Tommy worked under Kanan. Kanan even had his own car wash as a way to clean money and everything. But the book 48 Laws of Power says concerning mastering the art of timing, it is critical to recognize the spirit of the times and always be 2 steps ahead. You must be able to anticipate twists and turns and never miss the boat. And this is where Kanan missed all the signs and ended up missing the boat. Number 1, Ghost had already killed Breeze. If Ghost was willing to kill Breeze to move up in the game, why would Kanan be any different? It wasn't like Ghost and Breeze were beefing. Kanan said himself Breeze never saw it coming. In the same way, Kanan never saw Ghost coming either. Number 2, Kanan said before he got set up that Ghost and Tommy kept coming to him talking about some stuff he wasn't with. Kanan should have peeped the signs of the time when they kept coming to him over and over again with whatever it was they're trying to do. At this point, Kanan should have recognized Ghost's ambition and acted appropriately by either giving him what he wants and letting him branch off and do his own thing, which would have most likely been the best decision if Kanan was playing the long game. Otherwise, he needed to cut Ghost off or even should have killed him as a last resort. If this wasn't enough signs, Tasha had just had the twins, Tariq and Raina. They were around 2 years old at the time that Ghost set Kanan up to go to jail. Kanan should have recognized that Ghost now had more responsibility and that he wasn't going to stay content as a corner boy forever. The 48 Laws of Power says concerning a situation like this in mastering the art of timing. Sometimes the spirit of the times is obscure. Recognize it not by what is loudest and most obvious in it, but by what lies hidden and dormant. Kanan was only looking at things on appearance. Ghost was still friendly. He had a smile on his face like him and Kanan were best friends before stabbing Kanan in the back when he got him locked up. Then Kanan went to prison where he had time to think and figure things out, and he eventually figured out how he was set up to go to prison, but Kanan didn't move out of impulse or emotion. He decided it would be better to be more calculated. Kanan mastered the art of long time. This could be years of time. It must be handled with patience and gentle guidance. The handling of long time should be mostly defensive and not reacting impulsively. Kanan played this part to a T. Then Kanan utilized what the 48 Laws of Power called force time. He had Ghost and Tommy's trucks robbed and put a hit out on several of Ghost and Tommy's premieres, creating chaos in their organization. Nobody trusts each other anymore, and everyone had a finger to point at somebody. Kanan's plan was all coming to fruition as he was getting ready to be released. Only one more thing needed to be executed. Ghost needed to be dead by the time Kanan got out to make it look like he wasn't involved. But Kanan made one crucial mistake. He told the hitter not to make the move to kill Ghost if Sean was around. So when Peak Sneakers initially had her best shot at Ghost, Sean pulled up and she couldn't make her move, forcing her to take her shot at Truth, where she hit Holly instead of Ghost. By telling Peak Sneakers not to kill Ghost if Sean was around, Kanan failed to execute what the 48 Laws of Power calls end time. End time must be executed with speed and force. There is no place for hesitation. So now Kanan was out, but Ghost wasn't dead. But Kanan didn't go back to the beginning step in playing the long game. His initial plan was way too aggressive, and Ghost eventually figured him out. From the first time Kanan met up with Ghost and Tommy, he was already asking about the business. If Kanan wanted Ghost to let his guard down, he would have got out of prison and acted like he had no interest to get back into the life, playing on Ghost's own weakness to get out of the game. Instead, he would have got close to Ghost by taking a job at the club. The 48 Laws of Power says, without patience as your sword and shield, your timing will fail. To recognize the prevailing winds and wait for the tide to carry you back to power. Kanan should have played close by Ghost's side to build up his trust. He also would have sent Dre to Miami to handle Peak Sneakers to make sure Ghost wasn't able to find out who hired her, or even find out that it wasn't Rolla who hired her, way before he found out that Ghost was already on the way down there. Instead, Ghost only grew more suspicious, and once he was certain Kanan was behind it all, he gave Kanan and his crew the RSK territory to buy himself time to come up with a plan to kill Kanan. If Kanan wasn't going to play the long game and work at Truth to throw Ghost off, he needed to be able to make a move as soon as he felt Ghost had any suspicions he was behind everything. And once he knew Ghost was going to Miami, again, he should have made the move against Ghost without hesitation. He could have even had Drake kill Ghost while he was in Miami. Kanan waited way too long and was eventually set up where Ghost left him for dead and in a burning house. But Kanan survived and had one more chance to make things right and take down Ghost. And this time he held help from his cousin Jukebox to come up with a strategy. Jukebox convinced Kanan not to make a rash move, but go back to playing the long game. This is when Kanan returned to New York with only Dre knowing he was alive. Now everyone else would know him as Slim. Then Ghost got out of jail and Jukebox showed back up in New York ready to execute the plan to rob and kill Ghost as revenge for sending Kanan to prison. Jukebox made the first move for Kanan by kidnapping Tariq. Going back to the second principle of time, force time. Now Ghost would be forced to do what they wanted and when they wanted if he ever wanted to see his son again. But Ghost and Kanan got to the spot and Kanan was again unable to bring things to a close. He killed Jukebox and had the gun pointed at Ghost and Tariq, but decided to show mercy by letting him walk away. The book 48 Laws of Power says concerning end time that you must be willing to ruthlessly fall on your opponent, and that you can play the game with the utmost artistry, but it won't mean a thing if you don't know how to finish. Kanan had a soft spot for Ghost and Tariq, and because he wasn't able to guide time by making the necessary moves, Kanan eventually became a victim of time. The 15th law of the 48 Laws of Power is to crush your enemy totally. Something Kanan did not do, and also something Ghost didn't do when it came to Kanan. Each decision ended up being the downfall of both of their lives. Kanan was eventually set up by Tariq. If Kanan would have taken Ghost out, one of the chances he had before, he would have never met Tariq. Then once he met Tariq, he should have used him as a pawn in the game like Jukebox planned, but Kanan's feelings got the best out of him. Now that we are watching Kanan grow up on Raising Kanan, I wonder if this will also be a behavior Kanan demonstrates on that show as well. If I wanted to dig into it, I'm sure there are already a few examples, but maybe in another video. And there you have it. Why Kanan Stark never defeated Ghost. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.